With the recent release of the Solstice of Heroes in Destiny 2, what sort of position does this leave Destiny 2 in as it is right now, and what is it going to do for the game within the future? What's going on, everyone? Just Gaz here, and I just want to speak to you today just a little bit about the sort of position that Destiny 2 is in right now with the recent release of the Solstice of Heroes event, the Whisper of the Worm, and then what can we sort of expect within the future of Destiny 2, i.e. what sort of things are coming at the end of the month, and then with the Forsaken drop. So first things first, if we're going to do this in an order, Whisper of the Worm. Whisper of the Worm, sort of, it's time gated for, I believe, Fridays through to Mondays, and it's only triggered from a public event. So it's sort of like how you got Black Spindle within Destiny 1. Now they brought this back into Destiny 2, but this time around, the Whisper of the Worm sniper rifle, obviously everyone keeps calling it, it's still Black Spindle, but really it's more like the Black Hammer because of the White Nail perk. So if you don't know what the White Nail perk is, the White Nail perk is if you hit 3 crit shots, it will instantly reload your weapon, but it doesn't draw ammo from your reserves, so it just sort of pulls them out of thin air. So you can sort of infinitely keep firing this weapon as long as you're hitting your crit shots. Now, if you're a Warlock and you're using Lunafaction boots, my bad. If you're using Lunafaction boots, which, if you're unaware, while you stood in a rift, will instantly reload your weapon. This will sort of fight against the White Nail perk. So yes, you'll be hitting your 3 crit shots and your weapon will reload, but because of the Lunafaction boots, it will pull in ammo from your reserves, whereas normally it would pull it out of thin air and not your reserves. But what's this done for the game? Created a lot of hype. It was a time gated mission, everyone got excited, everyone was already sort of, you know, aware of Black Spindle being in the game through data mining and things like that. So when they released it, everyone got really hyped, excited, everyone's been smashing through grinding. It's a difficult mission. I think I got mine on the first week I tried, I couldn't get the public event to start, and then the second week I tried, I got it on the second day. But it just created a lot of buzz around the game at the moment, probably brought in a load more people back to play a little bit more, just to get this sniper rifle, if anything, just to get the sniper rifle. And then you can do the heroic version, and on the heroic version you can collect X amount of chests, which will then lead you to a Vex portal, which looks out onto the Vault of Glass, and then there's also some oracles that appear, and you have to destroy the oracles in the set order. So like Vault of Glass with the oracles, and destroy them in a certain order, and then you'll get a chest, and within this chest you get a blueprint, and this blueprint gives you an exotic ship, but you have to run the heroic version of the mission 3 times. So, but it's not 3 times in a row, 3 weeks. So you'll get once it's arc, once it's solar, once it's void, and then you also have to collect these droppable consumables, which you can also get back from these chests. So you can run through that chest part again, I believe, and collect a load, and probably maybe farm it that way. I don't know how often these chests will actually come in. So then, with all that excitement, we then got the Solstice of Heroes event. And Bungo, you brought back the grind, because grinding from the green gear to the blue gear to then up to legendary, and then if you really want, you can then masterwork it, is hard. Now the grind's good, it gives everyone something to do, and it also gives everybody an opportunity within the game to have 400 power level armour. Because not everyone can do the raids, not everyone has a fire team to do raids and things like that. So it gives everyone an opportunity to get this 400 power armor if you just put the time in, put some hours in and grind. Now the grind is hard because you've got collecting orbs, you've got super kills and things like this, and they do take time. But like I said, it's got people back in, putting some hours into the game, and it's really good fun. Ow, my freaking knee. You also have to go through 5 story missions. These are now called Redux missions. They're the same story missions that you would have done. Now with the with the green gear, you're a lot lower power level, so they're harder. There's different things that appear in them. I don't believe power ammo spawned on the walls within the original story missions, but they do for these. And different things happen, so like there's like, I don't know, like a boss fight in a different bit or something like that. So it sort of revitalizes the use of these missions. And then when you step up and get onto the blue gear, going through these missions is even harder. So them ones you might want to bring someone else with you if you're not that competent, but it does add in some difficulty just to go through these same story missions that you've already done, because they've changed them up and made them harder, which is good. You can't complain with that. Now, that's the Solstice of Heroes. I'm really enjoying that, to be honest. And then, at the end of the month, we've got another big thing coming. They're going to be releasing a few different things, but the main one I think that everyone's sort of looking forward to is the weapon slot changes. So then I'm going to release this at the end of the month. I believe it's on the 28th. They will be releasing the weapon slot changes so everyone can get sort of feel of how these weapon slot changes will be before the Forsaken drops. So Hawthorne shotgun, that will now move when this change comes in. This will now move into your kinetic slot. So as of the 28th, I believe, you'll be able to run 3 shotguns if you really want to. But this comes at a price, which we'll talk about in a second with the Forsaken. Now, I don't know if you've been living under a rock, or you've got your head in a bag, or, I don't know, you've just been asleep. You've been sleeping. Because Bungo did a live stream on the sandbox changes within PvP. So they went through time to kill, weapon slot changes, perks, weapon mods, different things. I'll say about them in a second. So, where shall we start? Now, the first one, weapon slot changes. We'll carry on with this. So, weapon slot changes. Like I said, you can run 2 hand cannons and a sword like normal, if you want. You could run 3 shotguns. You could run a hand cannon, a sniper, and a shotgun like D1. You can do whatever order you sort of want to do. Obviously, you can't run 3 hand cannons because hand cannons aren't heavy. But when it comes to doing that, you have to bear in mind the new changes that they're making. So next to each weapon, it will tell you what type of ammo it takes. So shotguns will take secondary ammo. So if you're running, well, it will take secondary ammo if it's in your kinetic or your secondary. So if you're running a kinetic shotgun and a secondary shotgun, when you spawn in on a PvP match, you always spawn in with secondary ammo, which is all fine and dandy. But as a shotgun, if you spawn in with a shotgun, you have 2 rounds. But if you have a kinetic shotgun and a secondary shotgun, that 2 rounds get split. So you'll have 1 round in your kinetic and 1 round in your secondary. So you can do it, but you need to be mindful that you haven't got much ammo, as in you've got 1 shot per shotgun. Now, the only good thing is when you kill Guardians, they will drop their secondary ammo. So if you can kill, pick it up, kill, pick it up. Or if you do die, you will spawn back in with secondary ammo. But if you do that, you will have just the 2 rounds. So you do need to bear that in mind. Obviously, sniper lanes will become busy again because people will be able to have secondary snipers. Or people have hand cannon, shotgun combos with rocket launchers in the heavy slot, whatever they want to do. So that is going to be more interesting. It may feel a bit more like D1, but then also with a bit added extra, you know, how it should have been. Well, maybe not how it should have been, but how it should have evolved. Now, talking about weapon slot changes and the sort of weapons you'll be able to run, we might as well move on to time to kill. Now, this has been a big focus with the community, and Bungo have really listened. So time to kill has dropped. There's no sugarcoating. Time to kill has dropped. You'll be able to, with a, I believe it was a high impact pulse, you can near enough to burst someone, and it leaves them with a sliver of health. A fast firing scout took 5 headshots, so it was rapid as well because obviously it's fast firing. Auto rifles melt people super quick. This is the best one. They showed with the hand cannon, 2 to the body, 1 to the head, and that's a kill. I don't know what it's going to be for just headshots, maybe 2. Might still be 3, they might have worked it out, so it's still going to be 3, but they'll have a smidgen of health. But 2 body shots and a headshot, or two body shots and a crit, done. 3 tap hand cannons back. So that is absolutely amazing. This will hopefully bring in some more old style of play of Destiny, so montages and hero moments and less lane firing and team shotting rubbish. So that's all good to look forward to. Also with the time to kill aspect, melees will be 2 hit kills regardless. 2 hit kills. So we've got nice strong melees coming back. One thing I'm not looking forward to, Titan Charge is back. Well, Titan Charge is still around, but it's back as in it's a 1 hit kill. Now you can't spam it like in D1. You actually have to wait for the melee charge to be fully up. But if the melee charge is up, that Titan shoulder charge is a 1 hit. And you're done. So Titans are going to be happy. They're going to be charging all around. But, you might just bip them in their face. And they'll be done. Now, another thing that's changed. Mods. Mods is a big one. So, actually we'll talk about mods and perks together. So, obviously, and with the perks, actually we'll talk about random rolls. Because it all sorts of merge into one. So, as you know, random rolls are coming. No more fixed rolls. So, and Better Devils, I don't know of any others, but Better Devils will be moving along into year 2. So you'll start getting random rolled Better Devils. So with these random rolls, same as D1, you might get some doo-doo ones, and there might be a godly one that you're after. So speaking of that, this brings us nicely onto the perks. You get an extra perk. So you actually have proper perks that matter. So you might have Explosive Payload. Rangefinder is back. I believe that was on one of the Better Devils. And then you've got another perk like maybe, I don't know, Agorize Rounds or something like that. And then your sight. So we've got an extra perk, which also could be godly. So you could have god tier perks. So Rangefinder, Explosive Payload. So it's all starting to look good. Then you add on to your mods. Now mods have changed. They're actually game-changing mods. These mods are now basically like another perk. So where you would have had Icarus in D1 as a perk, Icarus is now a mod. So you have better in-air accuracy. So that's a big one. There is obviously other ones to do with more damage to red bar enemies, more damage to yellow bar enemies. I believe more damage to a boss. Radar appears quicker after aiming down sights, etc, etc. But so with the perks you've got on your Better Devil, say you have got explosive payload, you've got rangefinder, and then you have Icarus on there as a mod, so you've got some good in-air accuracy. That's amazing. Then we can also now move on to masterworking. Masterworks now have 10 tiers. 10 tiers, and when you get that 10th tier of the masterwork, you get a 10% increase. Now the one they showed on the stream, they masterworked the Better Devil. It had rangefinder. I think they put Icarus on it. Has explosive payload. Then they masterworked it. They built the masterwork up to tier 10, and it got a 10% range increase. That starts to look like a really godly Better Devils, especially for PvP, because you want the range. Like, that was one of the main things that people would be after, especially like rangefinder and things like that within Destiny 1. So you've got these extra range perks like rangefinder, and then you masterwork it and make the range even godlier. So that's It's just going to make it so much more interesting. Probably make PvP a lot more fun like it used to be. So all good things are coming. Now I'm going to wrap this up because this video has gone on way too long. Please let me know down in the comments anything within Forsaken that you're really looking forward to. And let's just say right now, last word's coming back. Just watch, it's coming back. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Toodles.